Shots fired.
Oh, wow. Okay, Mr. Spaceman, fucking Rocket Man. God damn it.
I'm still my thing is still rolling on the table and it's taking forever.
Jerry, what is your AC? Sorry.
19 now.
How's it not working?
Okay, I'll give you this. You're not as bad as Z, alright?
Seeing how you treat her, that's a low bar.
Yeah, sorry, anyone can give their answers now.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my friend Foundry to catch up. Oh, there
Oh,
we go.
it's finally done.
It's finally rolled.
Let's hope
It might have been the imports that were actually slowing it down. Sorry.
That's all good.
Well, actually, that's a good thing. I was worried if it would just keep doing that.
Seems alright for me now.
Yep.
So yeah, I think maybe this is actually a good time to tell what unusual talents does your character possess. I think you might have just gotten some new ones.
Power of the void is mine. Well, half of it anyway.
Unusual talent. What the fuck?
What I do have is a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a long career.
Unusual talent.
Don't understand why Foundry is lacking for me.
Is anyone else having a serious lag issue?
Not really.
Just test it, see if it was like the dice bot.
I'm just gonna give it a quick refresh. I think that's probably gonna have to be the thing I'm gonna have to do, because it is slow.
Okay, yeah. So I'm still just loading up the last thing. Anyone else got any unusual talents, or anyone in the party they don't particularly trust?
Yeah, I'd say Seta has, but it's like reasonable. He doesn't trust Elias because he doesn't even know who the fuck he is. But
Yeah.
I mean, we know each other for like 20 minutes, 30 maximum.
Okay, well, the way I'm thinking is, I expect to be the answer out of everyone here, for everyone.
Funny enough, June actually trusts you more than most. I still didn't trust Sakura, not Sakura, Estrella. I feel like she has too many skeletons in her closet that she's not telling us about.
I don't trust any of the bards.
Listen
My
here,
man, my man.
Listen here, wait. I'm gonna quickly do something. I am about 20% bard. All right, leave me alone.
It's
Actually, my mother
your
was a
problem.
bard.
Listen here, I'm okay. Maybe someone in my bloodline went and just fucked a shapeshifter, and now this is me. It's only part of me, all right.
Is that how changelings are made?
I don't know.
Oh
I
man,
don't
like
know the rules.
holy shit, like going into how changeling origins. One is like
When a mommy changed.
it was when a doppelganger fucks a humanoid. Then there is the one that is basically the traveler that creates it. That is like I think that's the original one and other stuff.
Oh, well. Guess we'll have to see it. We'll have to wait and find out what June's heritage really is, because at this point, I think it gets even more complicated than any of that. Who else? Anyone else got any paranoias or talents?
Elias is really good with a deck of cards. And it's surprisingly completely irrelevant to the fact he was a criminal.
Is it because he wanted to be a magician when he was growing up?
He just
the
liked
way-
cards.
Just the way he's interacted with every magic user up till this point. It seems like.
It's a long rooted envy.
That's great. And what about? I think it's just Australia left there.
Let's see. These. Let's see. These. June have too many secrets. Usual
I've
talents?
told you guys that I summon a god, but you guys don't seem to believe me.
I believe you, I just expect it.
Unusual talents. That would be ability to almost everything sound.
All right. Well, last time, as our party explored the museum, Estrella and Elias were receiving their test results. These results seemed to prove that they did, in fact, have elemental blood, and Estrella's blood was that of air and lightning, while Elias's had turned to water. Sumihime arrived just as Kaizen was interrogating the two about the shogun's motives for bringing them together, but Sumihime greeted him as sensei and told Estrella to show him her mask. She claimed the group to be of her own design and told him that they worked for her, not her father. He seemed worried by this and skeptical of her motives, but willing to trust her judgment. However, he would need to test the others as well. That is when one of his museum staff rushed into the room, claiming to have seen a monster. When asked what monster he was talking about, the man seemed to lose his train of thought completely, as though he didn't know either. Meanwhile, back in the exotic wildlife section of the museum, the rest of the party had met back up with Jerry and were getting ready to join Sumihime in the other room. June experienced some strange visions while she was there, but none quite as strange as the creature who Sakura watched glide into the museum, filling its halls with the sounds of its Mongolian throat singing as this masked yokai drifted over to Sakura when she took notice of it, seemingly dancing and wanting her to join in. So she did willingly, asking her friends why they weren't reacting to it as it lifted her into the air. And as they wondered what the hell she was talking about, the singing stopped, revealing the creature just as it placed Sakura into its giant mouth and swallowed her whole. Shocked by this, the party leapt into action, attacking the creature despite it shouting back at them in Sakura's voice. As the battle broke out and the party tried not to stab Sakura while destroying the creature, she struggled to break free from within and eventually managed to grab hold of her scion blade and cut the creature open from the inside, thus allowing Jerry in his giant form to pull her free with his immense strength, and this left the creature vulnerable. So as it tried to sing its song once more, Seto managed to stun it so that June could banish it back to whatever ungodly plane it came from. With great teamwork and efficiency, they defeated the creature, and this meant that by the time Kaizen had locked the others behind a wall of force in the library and started off to investigate the monster, they had already arrived at the library entrance. Kaizen seemed shocked that they were so young, but when those of them who remembered the fight mentioned what they had just seen, his worried look turned to Sumihime. She knowingly told him to trust her, and so he did, dropping the wall of force. He explained that the creature that they had faced may have come from the shrine of Lady Doji, but many believed it only a myth. If they were able to defeat one, then perhaps they would be able to defeat the other angry yokai as well. Of course, he couldn't let them just wander off and leave before having their blood tested and having their elemental powers sealed within any of them who actually carried it, but this would prove difficult as his tests soon revealed something strange within all of their blood. Seto's blood turned to fire, as most of the party had expected, but Jerry's had become some type of metallic mercury-like liquid. Stranger still, Sakura's blood was starting to grow roots and leaves, while June's had turned to an inky tar, which was likewise growing tendrils around it, as both smashed the vials they were in and fell to the floor. Confused, everyone gathered around and tried to understand what was happening, though even Kaizen didn't know what exactly was going on. However, when the two masses touched one another, something interesting happened. The two forces began to consume one another instead of growing over anything else around them, and it seemed like they were attacking each other. But as the forces continued to grow, they started to resemble a yin-yang symbol, a disk of endless chaos brought to balance, the symbol of the void. As they discussed what this could all mean, Sakura asked Kaizen what he knew of Master Kai. He recognized the name from the stories of the first man in Arania, a man who he called William. And having heard this, June decided to reach into her own mind to see what stories of William she or her patron may have heard, but what she experienced next was far from what she had expected. Her consciousness shifted, and she found herself drifting deep in the astral sea. She opened many eyes to see many souls, either lost, terrified, or both. She saw Loxodon appear and fearfully question what she was. The same Loxodon from the statues, it seemed, but he seemed afraid of her and oh so very tiny. Or maybe she was just huge. She opened another eye and saw a goblin trying desperately to swim away from her, but unable to escape into the vastness of space around them. And then, opening another eye, she saw an airship, much like the ones used by the Gith. On the deck stood two figures staring back at her, a tiefling and a human, and the tiefling was saying, "Look, there it is. That's you." Well, sort of. The man seemed confused, but as June made eye contact with him, their minds became one. She saw through his eyes and felt his fear as he looked upon the cosmic horror drifting in the void, an eldritch god of unimaginable proportions. She felt his mind slipping away as he stared, and as she heard the tiefling shouting, "William, are you okay? Oh shit, I knew it would be too much. Hold on, buddy, I'll get us out of here." Her connection was lost. She watched the ship warp away, then turned her attention back to the Loxodon, and moments later, just as the Loxodon was popping out of existence, she retracted the tentacles surrounding him and felt her own consciousness return to her body back in Kakita Library, where we find you all now. What's everybody doing?
Yeah, June pretty much took a little bit, stumbled back a bit, and just took a seat on the stairs, and is just trying to sift through her mind there after what she just experienced.
Do you have a mask on, or you are under disguise of a human?
Yeah, I'm disguised as a human at the moment. I don't have the mask on.
Did we see her reaction based on her, like her emotions based on her
June is
face?
definitely going to be trying to hide that reaction.
Yeah, can I?
Yeah, I'll say, June, give us a deception roll to just not make it look like you've completely stumbled, but just to sit down on the stairs without them noticing. But Seto, you can make a perception check at the same time.
Alright, so my map hasn't loaded in yet, but I just rolled it on D&D Beyond and it's 33. The one time I get a good roll.
How much?
33. 18 plus 15.
I couldn't even get there with net 20. Holy shit, 33?
Yeah.
Hell?
Yeah, maybe Australia was right not to trust June. she can get away with anything. But yeah, you don't see anything too strange. You just see June kind of. Everyone at this point is considering what's going on, and it looks like she's probably just sitting considering what that thing on the floor in front of you is.
For the context of story, what do we do with Sakura?
Yeah, at this point, we'll assume that she's in shock for tonight, but
Okay,
she's also just trying to contemplate this.
okay, okay.
But we'll see going forward, depending on what you guys do, what she ends up doing. But you can assume that she's seeing anything that's happening now. She's in the room. We'll just catch her up next time.
Cool. Yeah, June will then begin getting her tome out and just see what the fuck her patron has to say about that.
Sorry, what are you trying to do?
So I'm gonna be taking out the tome, looking because after seeing a vision like that, that's just her go-to thing to just see. This is probably something my patron is doing. I'm gonna open up the tome, see if it sent any messages or anything like that.
You see there are two lines written there. One says, "Now you have seen." The other says, "Do you understand?"
Yeah, June just whispers under her breath, "Not at fucking all."
And as you say that, you'll see this ink appear underneath it in one last line that just says, "You will."
For fuck's sake. Yeah, June is just going to start massaging her temples now.
Okay, what's everyone else doing? As this yin yang disc has sort of settled on the floor, but is constantly spinning still.
What does the lady Sumikima and the Kerr Sensei or whatever, what do their faces look like when they look at the yin yang? Are they concerned or are they like surprised or?
You can give me an insight check as you try and read their faces.
Like, not that bad.
Yeah, so Sumihime, you can see she is trying very much to play it cool and like everything that has happened today has been expected. But she's also keeping a close eye on Kaizen, who he looks confused as fuck. He looks like quite concerned at what is happening, and he's staring down at the disc on the floor, and you can see the gears are turning. He's trying to figure out what's going on as well, but he does look a bit worried about it. At this point, sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, nothing, sir. Continue.
You'll hear footsteps approaching from the hallway, and you'll hear a voice saying, "Oh, how's things going?" Oh, and you just kind of hear these muffled voices through the wall, and I think everyone other than Seto would probably recognize the voice as that of Hinaga Tenshiro as he enters the room. Just
I wonder, as a dragon or a human?
as a human. Yeah, you'll recognize him when he walks in. Seto, he was there at the meeting at the courthouse this morning. As he walks in and greets the other museum staff, and then he sees you all sort of gathered around something. and he walks in past you, Elias, and he just gives you a friendly nod of recognition as he makes his way over to Kaizen.
I'll nod back.
Oh, so what's going on in here? Oh, what the fuck is that? And Kaizen just sort of shrugs. He looks up at the rest of you.
Can I see if I've ever sort of heard of or read anything similar to something like this happening?
Yeah, you can give me a history or a religion check.
I think I'm gonna have to restart my forge. Hang on. Man, I love it when people fuck with the internet.
Okay, well, while you're restarting that, the conversation that is going on here, you can hear that Kaizen and Sumihime and Hinaga all sort of greet each other, and Kaizen starts to explain the basic situation that's just happened. He seems quite open about everything, and it as he goes on, I'm not going to role play through the whole recap again, but you basically all get the impression that Kaizen he wants you all to accept the seals to lock away your elemental powers, and just to ensure that they don't consume any of you, like you can see happening in front of you. While Sumihime believes that you don't need to be sealed, you're all fine. She knows what she's doing. But as Hinaga has just walked in, he's now hearing this, and as they're telling the story, they're sort of arguing back and forth on that point. Is anyone getting involved in their conversation? Well, that won't exactly help if she's consumed as well, will it? I assume you're referencing Sakura there. Sumihime will say. Give me a persuasion check, Estrella. I'm seeing Elias's rolls coming through now. Are you back on? Okay, so Elias, you've never heard of this yin yang thing coming together any more than, like, that is quite famously the the idea of the yin yang is not unfamiliar to you. The idea of this balance between light and dark, that everything has this sort of duality, and that's how the universe works. That's a common image to see around Kiga. But Estrella, as you're now saying this, you'll see him considering it, and Kaizen will just say, "But the elementals are enemies. You understand this, don't you? The this place was attacked many years ago by elementals, and if they were to come back, they would try to cleanse the world of, well, people like us. Have you been hearing them? And he's just looking at you, Estrella.
Peanuts. Issue.
Hinaga says, doesn't sound like they gave her much of a choice then. Look, I I have to vouch for these people. Can't say I'm familiar with him over there, but these young folk, they protected my temple. Well, not also young, and he just chuckles, like he still keeps making that mistake. But he'll say, I saw no elemental funny business when they so bravely defended my temple against the River Ronin. Though, to be fair, I didn't see the whole fight. Still, I believe these to be fine young warriors, and they shouldn't be kept from their Genpuku festival any longer. After all, where better for the elementals to show themselves than a place filled with samurai lords and their armies? If anything goes wrong, they will vastly outnumber the elementals and easily be able to kill them swiftly and without anyone, well, taking too much damage to their cities, eh? And if not, then I guess I was right, and vouching for them was the right decision. He he just like puts his hands on his hips. He seems quite proud of himself.
Especially that the clans and elementals weren't always in opposition. Or am I wrong?
As far as I've been, as long as I've been alive, that has been the case. But the elementals have not shown themselves in I don't even know how long. The times I'm talking about are back when that forge was built. The Titans were created in order to fight back the elementals when they assaulted us, and with their armies of giants, they are evil creatures. You understand? These are endbringers. They they believe that this world is all theirs, and that it is theirs to rule as well. They see no place for man or dragon or any humanoid on the face of this place. Why would they fight their own kind? I, are you saying that they're better than humans because they don't have politics? Hinaga will pipe up and say, but the elementals in Kiga are under control. The dragons command the elementals here. and that was partly why they took such issue with it in the first place. When dragons began taking the power of the elementals, they felt like it was stolen from them, much as humans have fought over stolen land and property. There is no doubt that nature itself is constantly at war, although it is not as evident as armies meeting on the battlefield. It is very much a reality. I mean, just look at this example right here. And he points to the disc on the ground that's just constantly consuming itself.
Suggesting destruction. It's not a good look.
Yeah, since what was in my vial was like metallic, can I make a check if I know anything about metallic elementals?
Yeah, sure. You can also give me a nature or a history check with advantage.
What was it, nature or?
Or history.
Both with advantage or just the history?
Either one with advantage. Okay. Yeah, you haven't necessarily heard of elementals, like a metal elemental, but you know of things like iron golems and things that you might have seen some research into that with all the Titan things that you've looked into, but you would know that in like living metal, the idea of that is kind of what that warforged body was that you saw. That um, the same forces that you've met in the mountain, that spirit of the mountain that you interacted with, that's about the closest thing you can think of when you think of what a metal elemental might actually be, um, but not in the same way that you would know the other elementals, not like a fire or water elemental that you guys have, or I don't know if you've encountered a water one, but you know what I mean. It seems to have a different rule set, which kind of makes sense because to be able to use metal, it usually needs to be refined in order for it to be used like that. So you kind of assume that it might be connected to the earth elementals.
Okay.
I will also say that the earth elemental is the one person that they said they did know who had the earth elemental spirit, and that was Kamiko, the immortal turtle that is the champion of the arena in Ashima. So none of them are too surprised that Earth didn't exactly show up here. Anyone else doing anything in here as they're all sort of debating the elementals and
June's had her moment, so she's done. She just wants to go kill stuff now.
Petter would just be taking in everything because he doesn't even know these people, most of them. But just be noticing most of the stuff.
okay, yeah, the samurai across from you, as he's looking down at the disc, he will look up at you and and seemingly recognize you as he says, "Ah, you must be Seto. Ah, I'd hoped you'd hatched with all that commotion last night. Sorry I didn't recognize you at the courthouse. Your father and his Tengu have been a great help to me. I shudder to think that I may have disgraced his son. Please, accept my apology and allow me to make up for it. I believe I could speak with some of the sensei around town. I heard you were trying to get your rings."
Yes, even though I didn't know that you knew who I. Sorry, it's been a long day. I
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. My apologies. I am Hinaga Tenshiro, the Topaz champion. And he bows to you as though that name should mean something.
I'll bow back as well immediately, just to be respectful.
Okay, yeah, you'll also know that the Topaz champion is a title given to someone who has won in the Iranian games. One of the winners that he works directly for the emperor.
Oh, wait, is that the Shogun? He works for
No.
the.
The emperor, the divine emperor in heaven.
Oh, the one that Sakura is supposed to. The one that Sakura saw when she died, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, okay.
In fact, he was there.
Oh. Okay.
He didn't interact with anyone in that thing, but when he met Sakura, he made a point of it. But yeah, he seems to know your father from there as well, and you might be able to put those together. And once he actually gives you that title, and you realize the armor that he's wearing, you can see it is clearly the armor of the Topaz champion. Though, if you want, you can give me a religion or a history check to see if you actually know anything about him.
That's great, why not? You read some books? Nope.
Yeah, you have read some books, and all the stories you heard was that he was a dragon, but like, I don't know, maybe it's a different dude.
He was a dragon? What the fuck? Okay. That's a long story, huh?
I mean, not really. You'll just have to see it to believe it.
Well, after bowing, Peter will just tell him, I appreciate your offer, but I think that we need some more urgent matters to do, and I'll contact you once we're done with that. Just to expedite the entire process, since I've been a little bit behind my teammates, or at least some of them.
Well, yes, if you're, if you're trying to get to the Genpuku festival with the rest of them, then I think we'll definitely need to speed things up. I could easily speak with some of the other sensei around Taton and get them to assess you on short notice. I'm sure you'd be able to get out of town before the festival actually starts. I mean, in truth, then he sort of looks at Sumihime and Kaizen, and then he looks back at you, Elias, and he says, I also wouldn't mind having you out of the crosshairs of local bounty hunters. Once the word spreads about your elemental blood, things could get ugly for everyone. And it seems there are already some of your friends that have come to see you, Elias.
Well, I can't say I haven't expected that. It's
Yes,
no
well,
matter. I've dealt with them once before. I can do it again.
Well, if you're trying to get out of this city quickly, then I would avoid any of the entertainment districts. They will surely bump into you there. I don't like having Shira Corp walking around this city. And the local shinobi are eager to get at you as well, but don't worry. We will keep you under protection for now, but I would suggest you get a move on, and if you are able to help Miss Sumihime with the shrine problem, that would go a long way to ease their minds.
Appreciated, and I will do.
Sumihime will nod and say, yes, I think we should probably get a move on if we're going to do that. Is everyone ready to do that? And Kaizen will say, hold on. I'm not letting any of you leave here before you have those powers sealed away. This is not just some game.
And if you don't want it sealed away, as June is walking down the stairs now.
Then we need to be sure that you can actually control these damn things. Half of you didn't even seem to realize that you had elemental blood until just now. How am I supposed to believe that you know how to use it without killing everyone or giving yourself in to the spirit?
Very, very good question. I guess we'll have to figure it out as we go.
We learn.
Yeah, we have fast
We'll learn
learners.
from others who come before. We'll learn from those wiser than us.
Inaga will also say, and the Genpuku Festival is already a trial, my friend. Why not let them prove themselves there? And he looks back at you, Elias. Were you saying something?
Oh, I already said what I was going to say.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I thought I missed part of it. But yeah, he will seem to nod and he'll say, all right. And he just looks at Sumihime and sighs. Says, all right, fine. But don't make me regret this. And he'll just nod and sort of give a wave as though he's not going to stop you if you try and leave. Yes, go do what you need to do. And I will send help to the shrine. Hopefully you won't need it. And Sumihime will just bow and say, thank you, Sensei. And she'll just turn and start heading towards the exit.
Eyes are green. Well, let us get that.
This is why June doesn't trust Australia. That right there.
Oh yeah, we'll let Australia take over again. What?
Biggest double take of the century. Everybody's like, wait, what?
Excuse me?
Yeah. Anyway, June will carry on down the stairs.
Jeez, my spiritual animal. Fuck me. Jeez.
Yeah. As June passes the guy that took our blood, he'll just give him a slap on the ass and walk out.
Nah.
Yeah. Small wink as she walks past.
Some fucking attitude. I will give a curt bow and just leave.
Maybe Australia found some good shit.
Why she? I'm fine.
Yes, he's sniffing at your shoulder, like trying to figure out if you have.
You didn't like it. Dude,
Well, you got dog like a nose like a dog G. What's wrong?
What? No, nothing. So you're all elementals, huh?
No.
Well, you kind of look like it.
I mean, what else is new, right?
Look, I walk like a human, I look like a human, I speak like a human, ergo I am a human.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about either. I'm the last in this thing.
What? No, you said to have we've been carrying around in an egg for like the whole week.
I thought anything.
Like you, I believe that one. That one doesn't surprise me. And she starts, as you're walking out of the museum, she starts packing another pipe, and she goes, "But yeah, Elias, that's a surprise. You can give me a deception check there, Elias, as well, but you'll have disadvantage on this one."
Ah,
Yeah,
well.
she's still
Okay,
like,
never mind.
she's still, but I guess if he says so, seems trustworthy enough.
Who would know
She's
me
still,
better
there's a
than the
Hold on, there's a
escorts?
chance I can see through him. Wait.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I didn't send the thing, but it's 24, so I don't. Never mind. One short.
So I've effectively just gaslit Z. Amazing.
Yeah, she's kind of going, wait, so the blood was supposed to turn to water. Is that what you're saying? That's like the normal effect, and the rest of you had some fucked up thing.
Of course. Why do you think no one else has turned to water?
Well, damn it, I should have gotten mine tested. I want to see.
Mhm.
Maybe
next time.
well,
OZ, you poor gullible girl.
gee, Yagi tells me that your blood.
Yeah, they just figured out what family I was from. I didn't see it turn to water. Wait, does that mean I'm a blood elemental?
Jin makes the biggest face palm ever.
Yes, that means your heritage is.
Oh, cool. She's just looking at her own hands, like wondering what kind of power she has.
You have the power to oxygenate all of your body.
She just takes a long drag on her pipe and goes, "Nice, I need that." Wait, and then she tries and takes a deep breath and then just starts coughing again. Where are you guys off to?
Can we go to just a shrine?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have all sort of headed out now. It's up to you where you want to go to next. But there are, I mean, there's the tests if you want to try and go and take those, or there's the shrine if you want to go clear that. You can just try and leave and do whatever you want.
I feel guilty after all this time not going to the shrine, so
Yeah, I was about to say, probably should go to the shrine.
I think
okay,
the ones that
Seto.
I think the ones that don't have the rings should get the rings, and the rest will go to the shrine.
That's
It can't be
reasonable.
that hard.
Let's see, who needs what ring again? I know Seto needs multiple
3.
rings. You need 3 rings. You don't need the fire ring, right?
Nope.
He has the fire ring
Yeah, you
Oh,
already.
and the void one.
I need the fire ring. Jerry's got all his. Sakura's got all hers. Strea's got all
Australia
hers.
has all of hers.
And my vision just goes to Elias. You need like 4 of them, right?
No, I have all of them.
Yeah, all
Wait,
of
what?
them. Wait, what?
I've been getting them myself.
Yeah, that is canonically true, but I will say if you want to retcon and actually do one of these trials, because I didn't think we were going to have to do many of them again. You are more than welcome to take these tests, just like for more the fun of it. But yeah, if you want to stick with what we already have, then canonically you have already got them all.
Yeah, recommend the void one. It's really nice.
I'm fine, thanks.
Void is the best, man.
Since I am not Sakura and I can't rewrite time, I'm just gonna keep just as it is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean that's up to you guys. You can participate in the test twice as well, I guess, but not. I think the firing's the only one that you can't do twice. The rest of them just would kind of be pointless. So, where are you heading to? Are you splitting up in that many different directions, or
I'll go with Seto to help out with his oh, just give me a second, we're receiving a call. 1 sec.
Already went across the sea.
The shrine.
I just realized I have money. I can go and spend it.
oh yes, the money thing. You guys might have noticed. I've updated the money system. We'll see if it gets too complicated. We might change it back, but Foundry will auto calculate how much you guys have actually got. But now you will see a few different units there.
Yep.
And
Got the what module.
yeah, there might be a button there to like make them all the highest value. I would not recommend doing that.
Do not press that one because it messes stuff up.
Didn't you say it earlier?
Oh, it's fine. You had all the complicated ones as well. Damn.
And
Yes, I had 4 of them.
and it's like a really fine one if you use the stuff like Maya. There, it's fine to have it like put it into the highest one. Takes the
I have 112 Oban, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, so that's like a gold brick. So,
Damn!
Money, 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 money.
wait, it's not right because it's still okay. It did leave you with 9 boo and 10 mon. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can if you want to see the conversions and stuff. You can have a look at because koku is technically rice that you're dealing with. So not everyone actually deals in rice, and the value of that changes depending on the harvest. So if you look in the notes section, there should be, and it's on World Anvil. If you just search currency,
it should it's the 2 in
What a
yeah. So
terrible form of currency.
well, it's easier for the samurai to. It's the samurai that collect that kind of money. So it's easier for a farmer to pay their taxes in actual farming goods. Maybe it's not in currency.
isn't it version. It's
No, there's one. Well, maybe I can't remember now. It is the latest one that, or one of the newest ones that's been updated. I might not have been ported it to Forge yet. Maybe that's why. But it should explain the coins there. It's not too much that you have to worry about. But if we get there, we will get there. So everyone, you can move your tokens on the map to where you are headed, and then we can deal with that.
Yeah. Well, so as I was saying, the 4 people that already have all their rings head to to the shrine, while Seto and I think that's the only people that need rings, head and go around town getting their out rings.
I think we should probably wait for the. What's his name? Tanjiro? I don't know.
Dragon guy?
The Topaz champion.
Yeah, what's his name? Tanjiro? Tanjiro something.
Tenjura, I
Ah,
think.
Tanjiro.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, we should probably wait for him
Tenjiro, something.
so he can
Hinaga.
point us.
Just go and talk to him.
Yep, that's it.
True.
Fuck.
can
God.
say that.
So, basically, Seto and I will go to the Tenjiro, and hopefully get him as our chaperone and just chaperone us around town to get our rings. Well, you guys go to the shrine.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. So you guys, he will then ask, all right, well, where do you want to head first? Then so obviously we're going through all the rings except for the void, right? So
Indeed.
that means if you want to go for the Earth Ring, we're going to head to the Shinobi School. There's the fishing pools there, and we'll speak with Daidoji Sensei. Then the communications hub is where the air ring is. They do the test there. Doji Sensei can help us. The Asahina School, or well, it depends. What do you want to do for your watering? Are you? I mean, the theater I think is out of commission at the moment. After the rest of you, well, I'm not going to blame you. I was there. We know what happened, but that's burnt down. So I don't think they'll be taking any plays at the moment. However, at the Asahina School, they do sometimes do some no productions, some kabuki, and some theatrical deals. They also do some art there. Otherwise, there's the Kakita Duelist Academy where they will also do the fire ring, and there we should be able to put on a little show as well if you would like. But that's up to you what you would like to do for that one. Which ring are we heading to?
Why don't we start with the Asahina School, then head over to the Crane School, then Shinobi, and then Kakita Dula School, and then nice and close together.
He nods and he says, yes, the written test is probably the one that's going to take the longest to prepare, but it is just down the road here, so maybe we just... I tell you what, wait, which one did you say you wanted to go to second?
The Crane School, the Crane Communications Hub. Is that one of them?
Oh, I've mixed them up. So the test is the air ring. That one will probably take the longest to set up. I don't think we can just drop in and write that one. They are quite strict about how they are written, but I can get a paper bird to them. The communications hub is easy to get in contact with. So you want to start out with the water ring, is that right?
The Asahina School, right? Was that right?
Yes.
Cool. I get to watch Seto perform. This will be a good one.
Well, Seto, are you ready for that one?
This is gonna be fun. I mean, at least he's agile.
Jun's just doing a small evil snicker in the.
Okay. And Jerry, I assume you've gone with everyone else.
Yeah, I'll go to the shrine.
Planning a heist.
Just looking at them.
Oh, you.
No, wait, no one else is going there? I'm sorry, I was. Where everyone going?
To the shrine.
Yeah, so I'm also going to the shrine.
Okay, yeah, cool. I heard a heist. I thought maybe you were going to the bank.
No, it was a different kind of heist.
Not even a heist, just thievery.
I can
No, it's
create money,
counterfeit.
temporary money.
Counterfeit.
Creating money, like easy.
Printing money.
Okay, Jerry, put it this way. You just found out you have powers. Is the first thing you want to do really just counterfeit?
Basically,
There won't be
Jerry's
any proof
created a
because it's
criminal.
curious after an hour.
Jerry's doing anything.
Good crime. We can even dress up as Shira Corp and rob.
I could dress up as Shira Corp and probably get treated as one anyway. But that's not something I want.
All right, so we've got you guys heading over to the Asahina school, and everyone else is making their way to the shrine. So we are going to. Okay, yeah, we're going to move over to the shrine then, as everyone else eventually makes their way over and finally arrives. You see, you have to walk through a fairly easy maze of trees, but eventually you come to a large tree with pink leaves on it. This place looks very much like it is a part of the Sakura forest, which you have learned it actually is. And you can see that there are a couple of people standing around. We'll wait for the actual maps to load and then I'll explain what you're looking at. And put your tokens down.
Yeah, throughout this, it's June is explaining more or less what happens in this
Right.
trial.
Okay, you might want to actually roleplay that while I'm putting these tokens down. I'm not sure if Seto even knows.
Yeah, so June is walking by next to you and is just saying, "How's your acting skills and your improv skills?"
Acting?
Yes,
What's that?
you know, acting.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about it. Really. We didn't really have these
Hmm.
theaters you're talking about where I come from.
We don't have these type of theaters either, but can you, play yourself off as someone else?
Why would I want to do that?
Because that's acting. I'm a
That's
great
weird.
actor. I do it all the time. I'm acting right
Yeah.
now, even.
Yeah, I figured that's not something.
Basically, if you can act in a way that can be entertaining and, fool the audience into thinking you're a good performer, you'll do great.
What if I just pretend I'm a cat?
That'll work. Make yourself look cute, and they'll, feel a lot better about laughing at you.
I don't think I'm cute. Even...
Oh, who's a little cute pussycat? And he pats you on the head.
Hinaga will say, well, they do a theatrical duel is also a thing, but that's more the Kakita style, just with comments like that. And he just sort of throws his hands up jokingly.
Oh yeah, June could help me duel.
I mean, I could definitely give you some guidance, literally.
No, you can be my opponent for what you just said.
I could actually I mean, I don't mind doing this trial again. So
Hopefully, it's not going to be anything too difficult.
I'm sure you'll do fine.
As the rest of you have arrived at the shrine, you now see there is a little group of people over to the right. It looks like a couple of samurai and some local like lords and ladies that seem capable at combat. That they sound like they are currently arguing about the best way to actually deal with this. As you also see in a tree over to the left, there are two what they look almost like children. They look very young, but they have got large wings, and they are just sitting. One is sitting in the branch, and the other one is just standing underneath the tree in the shade. As there is a massive tree behind them, and you can see that there are these prayer flags sort of wrapped around the tree. What would you guys like to do as you run?
Probably.
Sumihime will say as she and Z are sort of walking behind the group. She'll say, yes, my mother's shrine is in there, inside the tree. It's just through that Tori gate there. The tree was built to, well, Sakura's father made it so that she would stay in there when she got into moods like this. But I haven't been here in a while. It seems like she's angry again.
So, forgive me, but what exactly are we meant to do?
Family council.
You'll see a couple of the other people around here sort of look over at you as you approach. And they all seem quite interested, especially seeing Sumihime walking up, and some of you they may recognize from the arrest last night. And as you approach, you can all give me a perception check to just as you having a look around. Sorry, I was on the wrong tab. Okay, so Elias with 22 and Astray with 13. Jerry 14. Okay, so Astray and Jerry, you guys, you can see that these two groups are clearly quite separate, and the Tori Shrine doesn't look like a portal to you, but um, you would know that these kinds of things are not all that uncommon, and the prayer flag that you can see sort of wrapped around it, you think may have some magical properties, but you can't be sure without actually taking a closer look. Though it is often placed on places to like protect from the dead, there to ward places with magic. Elias, however, you with the 22, you overhear the conversations that are happening around you, and you can see this group of Crane Clan samurai that are busy strategizing. They keep talking about a yokai, but all of them seem to have differing opinions, and it sounds like their bickering means that they haven't even attempted anything yet. Though you do overhear a couple of them saying how they talking about previous attempts. So it seems like people have tried to clear the shrine before, but this particular group is still just debating what the best course of action would be. And you also see that there are at the base of the tree, it looks like the shadows are almost moving. And this rope binding around it definitely looks magical to you. Sumihime will, as you're walking, she'll say, spirits don't know what kind of harm they're causing in that state. They must be calmed or released into the afterlife. Lady Doji being released would bring great shame on the Crane clan, though. Locals believe that the actual cranes that they use and ride carry the spirit of Lady Doji as she guides them. If she were released, she would be forced to abandon their entire clan, and, well, none of them would be too happy about that.
No, don't assume it's in our place to do that.
Well, no, but she gets like this. It's not the first time it's happened. The problem is, it's hard to tell when her little yokai start spreading around. They've got ways of hiding themselves. And she just sort of walks up to the base of these stairs.
So when you say I can tell the rope is magical, is it like moving or?
No, it seems the flags that are hanging off of it. You've seen used by like Shira and many people as it's like often a religious thing, but it's usually to do with spirits. And this one is a rope that size wrapped around this tree. You can just assume that it is there's some sort of spell that it is binding to this tree. Like, oh, I just realized my tokens are not working. What the hell? Uh, can you guys see? No, never mind. You guys don't see anything on the sides of the tree, do you?
Nope.
Okay, good. Well, there's nothing there. There really isn't now. There was going to be some living shadows, but the tokens have disappeared. So anyway, that you can see the shadows are definitely sort of moving around, but you know that yokai generally have got some sort of trick to dealing with them, rather than just fighting them straight up. But yeah, other than the two groups that are standing here that may know more than you guys do, that's about all you can tell at this point.
So others have tried and failed. Wonder if they got out alive.
Well, no, I think failure means that they didn't. That's generally the problem. Everyone that has faced this creature before, they it's like they are charmed by it to forget it. I I mean, we've read stories, and over the years there have been many accounts, but there was even once a man who we caught him in the streets burning all this woman's clothing that he believed to be his. He thought that he'd gone through a phase. Meanwhile, we found out later his wife had visited my mother's shrine while she was in one of her moods, and he forgot about her completely. So that's part of the problem. Things that do get attacked by this creature and lose generally get wiped from the face of existence. We don't have any recollection of the ones that have been lost until there is an overwhelming amount of evidence that we can actually find that they even existed. So I would just say be careful. I'm not sure what the rope is, though. That's new.
I can't help but recall a strange coincidence in the museum.
Oh, yes. Sakura sounded like she'd seen exactly the thing we'll probably be running into. But when they get out, they spread, and honestly, I have no idea how many might actually be in the city. If you guys want to try and listen for that song, you can give me a wisdom save.
Oh.
I looked away for a second and then just heard the clapping. Okay, yeah, so. Oh, damn. But, Jerry, did you. Oh, that was the perception check. Okay. So, all of you, as you now stand here and listen, you hear this Mongolian throat singing again. You can hear these little. You can hear it as though it's being played throughout the entire city. but it definitely doesn't sound like it's coming from the tree. The tree, there's no sound coming from that, but yeah, out in the city, it sounds like there's Mongolians having a party out there, or like the whole town just discovered the Who.
Well, good thing that there's no wall of China for them to attack.
I mean, if they got down to the Caillou Wall, that would probably mean that the entire city had been devoured. So maybe we can avoid it getting to that point.
I can't be the only one hearing this.
Z
Guys,
says, hearing what?
sounds like singing.
You'll see the two feathered, like the winged people standing at the tree. They're both sort of watching you, and you'll see the girl sitting in the tree. Um, actually, a Jerry. No, wait. None of you, Astray and Jerry, you guys weren't there when Sakura was resurrected, right?
I wasn't.
No, none of us were.
Yeah, Astray was stone at that point. Or am I confusing it? Was she there?
I think she wasn't there. to be
At
honest.
which point?
When Sakura
When
came back.
I was
Yeah.
there. You remember?
Well,
You remember when?
So you were there. You went to the Sakura forest. I just can't remember if it was Astray or Stesnia.
It was Australia because remember when it happened to be like Australia just dropped to zero, and then yeah, for some she knew Kaya.
Okay, yeah. So yeah.
Basically, the best way to remember it is, was it before the Mind Flayer arc? It was before the Mind Flayer arc. It was like this near, or rather, just remember everything inside the mountain is near.
Yeah, I just keep forgetting what that point actually was. But you will recognize the fairy-like girl that's sitting in the tree. She was there. She was the one that was sort of following you um, when Sakura was brought back. So you'll probably get the impression that I'll say this as the bonus for getting that nat 20, just a bump to your perception there, and you'll recognize that those two probably work for Sakura's father. They've probably been sent here, and the other ones obviously all work for the Crane clan.
Yeah, I want to try something.
Yeah.
If I pull out, what is it called? The scroll of mapping, and ask it to show me location, like sources of like this song that we're currently hearing.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. I'll say give me a survival check because yeah, the, the map can't
If
hear.
it says if they are immune to where is it? If they are under effect of polymorph or can be detected by deviation magic or scrying sensors, it won't affect
Detection.
them.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Then yeah, I think on that, because you've basically already got the map of Taton, you'll just see little lights begin to pop up all over the map, and it looks like this entire city is infested. But you will also notice that where you are standing, there is this hot spot. It is glowing like mad. Like you can't even see where the shrine is marked on the map because it is just um, is glowing so bright there. So you can still give me a survival check, though, please.
Oh man.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a random pattern. It looks like they all just have been spreading out all over the city, and some of them seem to be moving. Are you showing this map to anyone else?
Yeah, I'll show it to everyone. Just say all of those white spots on the map are where the yokais are, but there is still something here.
So Mihime will look kind of shocked and she'll say, "Oh, that's so much worse than I thought. Well, hopefully, if we can calm Lady Doji down, then the rest of them will, I don't know, disappear as well." And she just looks worried, like she doesn't seem all that confident.
It's worth a shot.
Has this happened before?
Yes, maybe not to this extent. I mean, I don't know, maybe there were that many before, but not that I remember.
How was she quelled?
Oh, well, I mean, once she saw me, she was fine. I mean, I just had to talk to her. I think I'm not sure, honestly. My memory goes a little bit when I'm in there. I think it's an effect of the maze or something.
Right.
I don't think I've ever been in there with anyone else before, though. This would be a first time. Elias, you can give me an investigation or a survival check. So can you, Australia, if you want, as you're looking at the map. Investigation or survival.
My favorite skill.
Oh, damn. Okay. So, yeah, both of you will actually, looking at it from two different perspectives, you actually manage to work out that the pattern is not random, but this seems to be where all of those little dots are emanating from. It seems like the levels they get more and more sparse the further away from this tree that you get.
Well, suppose there's nothing else to it. Off we go.
Okay, being a bit lonely. Must be very
Okay.
lonely.
All right. As you're walking up, one last check. Can I get anyone that was looking at the rope? Can you give me an Arcana check as well? Okay. Oh wait, that was.
That's me.
Is it just Elias looking?
Oh.
Okay. Well. Yeah. Straight, you've given up on the rope thing. That probably doesn't mean anything. But Elias, as you're walking in, and Astrea's busy talking to you, her voice suddenly just gets completely silenced as you're walking through the shrine, and it does indeed feel like you are stepping into a different place, but all the sound disappears, and you imagine that thing up there, you realize, is probably a silence spell. However, we are going to move over at that point to Seto and June.
Hmm.
As you guys to put your tokens down, but you guys arrive at the Asahina school. You can see it's quite a decently sized place, but there is a room. Well, there is a sort of theater department that Hinaga seems to know of, and he leads you through to a small, quite modest-looking building where he believes the sensei lives. I will put you guys down in a second. Okay, can everybody see?
Indeed.
And hope Hinaga.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, cool. And then let me just what to put.
I love that like looking like a text box.
What?
I see what you mean.
What, like there's an error, or do you just? I
No,
don't understand what you mean.
just open up the stream, you'll see what Australia means.
Oh, I do kind of see what because of the way the walls are. That. Um. Okay, so yeah, you guys arrive outside this place, and Hinaga says, "Well, he's probably in there. But before we go in, you should probably make sure you're ready. Have you got something prepared?"
Well, Seto, this is your trial.
We went through it, but they didn't know nothing about it. Prepare what exactly?
Well, that's why I was asking. It's generally the test is a kabuki play. Some people prefer to do it in the style of no, but I myself I prefer the kabuki. That's what they would be testing you on here. Have you got? It's meant to be improvised a little. That's kind of the point of the water ring, to show that you are able to adapt to something that you're not used to doing. I would suggest just perhaps telling a story about your life, or you know, backstory, the campaign so far, something like that. Anything really, any kind of uh, play that you can come up with. Apparently, your friends did quite a good job.
So much that we got attacked for it.
Oh yes, I'm sure Lorifax won't come to interrupt your show as well. She should have learned her lesson by now.
So I just go in and I improvise a story and I play it out. Is that
Yes.
what you mean?
Yes.
Pretty much. If you would like, you can also have a look. It should be in the notes section, but it's on Will Danville of the Kabuki Play section. That should give you a little bit more insight into that. But Hinaga will say, "Well, I'll go and speak to him first and make sure that he's ready to see you. I would suggest doing some preparations yourself, though." And as he says this, he walks up to a sliding door, which he opens, and it leads into a small courtyard.
Just remember, it doesn't need to make sense.
Oh yes,
I can
absolutely not.
If it makes sense, you're doing something wrong. So you got any ideas, Seto?
Not at all.
Give me 1 second. How about this? We are on a spying mission. It is very critical that this mission is completed.
Okay. That's it?
No. We are at a fishing pier, right?
Okay.
Well, I mean, you could always just go and do the Earth Ring first, and then tell the story about how that fishing goes.
That's also true.
Though I think that's kind of defeating the point. The point is to improvise, but it's nice to have. I say have enough prepared that improvisation is easy. But I'll be right back. And he makes his way into the building.
Alright, I've got it. We're on a spying mission at a fishing pier. This mission is very critical. You're the lead detective. I'm your handy sidekick.
Hmm.
I like where this is going.
So I think I don't think we need more than that. We can just improvise our way through it.
I forgot to put down a whole wall in this place.
Open theater.
And plus, it's not. It doesn't have to be just us two. I have a few spells I can use to get a friend.
Summon a god, maybe?
That's it. This pier is an extra dimensional fishing pier, right? And the god can be a beholderkin,
Yeah, but
or slod, or star.
we only need to tell them a story, right? Actually show them a story.
Yes.
You can change into pretty much anything you want, right?
Yes.
So why don't we just tell them the story about how we defeated Anarchy? Or essentially show them a story. Or we can do a scene where she poisoned us. And then move into some... I don't know. I'm not good with this shit.
We can, but that defeats the purpose. We kind of have to improvise, make our own improvisation, if you will.
Okay.
I will say, if you do want to back out before you start this one and do another test, because we probably will only be able to do one test tonight, but it's up to you. If you want to take a week to actually think about this, otherwise you can actually fully improv. This is meant to test your characters more than the players, but actually going in like this, I feel like, is part of the fun.
Great, what did you say? Can you repeat the story, June?
Okay.
I'll follow your lead.
So,
You went through it.
we are on a spying mission, right?
Okay.
This mission is critical, right?
Okay.
The environment we're in, it's a fishing pier, a
Okay.
interdimensional fishing pier, and there's a god. That god is my little slod friend that I can summon whenever I want.
Okay.
And that's it. That's how we run.
Who are we? Who are we spying for? What are we spying?
Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out as we go. There'll be lasers as well.
Lasers?
Yes.
That's
Holy shit! This is worse than a void ring. Mother of God.
You'll have fun. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not really certain about that. I'm sure you and Estrella would have fun, but really not my thing.
Just gotta play into it. Well, I think we're being summoned.
You sort of hear that you guys have got pretty high passive perception. You overhear this through the paper walls, and you hear some footsteps. As you can kind of hear that they're on the other side of the building, but you hear them approaching swiftly.
Is this where we're going to be doing our performance in this building? Or through
Probably in that building, but you can hear them approaching the door over here. Oh, you'll see them in a second.
Hey, look, seriously, look, fishing pier. It works perfectly. It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I'm not so certain it's gonna work out.
You just go along with it. That's my best tip I can give you. Just go along with it.
Should have asked G for some good shit before we went to do this.
It was lagging like mad there. As you see the two of them walk out, you can see this. There is a woman who she's dressed in Crane Clan robes, and Hinaga's walking next to her as she says, are these the ones? And he says, yes, just the tabaxi, I think, actually. And you can now see as you've walked in, there is a woman sitting at the edge of the pond, and she's just sort of swirling a finger through the water, looking at the koi, but she's also quite intensely watching you as you've arrived.
Why, yes, here is the one doing the trial. I'll be his gracious assistant. And I do a small bow.
Ah, fantastic. And what are your names? I'm Asahina Konomi. Very nice to meet you both.
I am Jun. And this is Seher.
And I'll bow.
And you're from the Dragon Clan, correct? I think I heard that you might be looking to do your tests.
Yes, we come from the. And I'll look at June and be like, Red Dragon Clan?
Jun just shrugs. It's complicated.
She seems sort of, as she starts to get suspicious, Hinaga just says, yes, and they have, our friend June here has already proven herself quite the talented kabuki player, but I think we might be seeing a one-man show, or are both of you going to be performing?
I'll be assisting him. It wouldn't be fair if he's up on the stage on his own, especially with this introverted cat, and I'd give him a nudge.
She just says, "Oh, how wonderful! All right then. Well, where would you like to do this? I'm afraid the theatre is out of commission, so we will just be performing it here. We have another room that I think would be lovely for a performance, but if you would like to do it out here in the courtyard, it is still such a lovely afternoon."
I don't mind anywhere, right, June?
I'm happy with anywhere either.
Well, let me show you the room, and you can see what would fit your purposes more. And she just walks over and opens a sliding door into a little passage. I think I might have accidentally just made it a secret door, not a sliding door. There's some button combination that between the push to talk and that. But it should be open there. You should be able to see. And then she immediately opens another one and steps forward into a room which seems to have been sponsored by Spellerina.
Well, this
Yes. Sorry, carry on.
I think this should work, right, Sarah?
Yep.
June, you notice that one of the statues in the corner of the room looks eerily familiar. You've seen that face a number of times, but the others maybe not so much.
June gets some hectic shivers.
So, I'm sorry. So in here or in the courtyard?
June?
I'm happy, yeah.
Yeah, we're happy.
A larger area to work with.
Ah, fantastic. Well, then I suppose we will just settle in, and the other two people that you've seen, they will come and join in the room as well. As Hinaga goes and takes a seat, he just kneels down, and as does the sensei and the Asahina girl.
Well, so I've given you a prompt, if you will. I'm going to allow you to take the lead, and I'll then summon a slod using a spell. I'm using the summon aberration spell to summon a slod. This will be our god.
What do we do this card? Yeah.
Okay, sorry, what color slot was that?
Check if there's any rules with it. Choose. I guess a red slot. Why not?
Give me a second, I'm just getting a red slot down.
Alright, Sarah, let's go over this again while my slot gets summoned. You are a detective. I'm your trusted companion. We are on a spy mission at a fishing pier, and it's a interdimensional fishing pier. That's our god. We are trying to sneak past them and do spying stuff.
Do what?
We're spying. We can make this
But
convenient.
why are detectives spying?
Because we're trying to find evidence. It doesn't matter. We are here to figure out stuff.
I don't think this is gonna go that well.
It doesn't matter. As long as you put in your full effort, you will win this trial. You got any better ideas?
Nope.
Alrighty then.
I don't have any idea. I hate team improv.
Sorry?
I hate improv. I'm a thinking man, not a fast thinking man.
God, go down, stupid thing. Okay, sorry.
Ah, there you go.
Can't you just like manipulate their thoughts and be done with it?
Oh, by the way,
Also,
don't be afraid of hitting the slot as hard as you want. He can take a beating and he does not care.
ooh, nice effect. This motherfucker is bigger than me. Holy shit.
He's a pretty big guy.
So, how? Just explain to me. So, is the slot under your control?
Yes, fully under
Okay,
my
cool.
control. Cool. Yeah,
Alright.
let me double check that just in case. You call forth an aberrant spirit and manifests in an occupied space that you can see within range. This corporeal form uses the aberrant spirit stat block. When you cast a spell, choose Beholderkin, blah 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 blah. The creature resembles an aberration of that kind, which determines certain traits in its stat block. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. The creature is an ally to you and your companions. In combat, the creature shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. Blah blah blah. So yeah, it's just chilling, waiting for orders.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you'll see Hinaga pick up 2 wooden blocks and just say, "Whenever you're ready," and he just sits ready to announce the beginning of the show. Do you guys want to jump into it now, or do you want to take a scene to come back to it?
Come back to it.
Come
back to it.
Come back to it.
Come back
And-
to it.
All right, then we are going to go back to the shrine as the rest of you have just arrived. You have just walked in through the shrine to find yourself in a strange looking maze.
Ah.
Okay, so this Spike, oh, and Z and Sumi. Okay, so you guys walk in here and you realize that it is under a silence spell. There is no sound in here, and anything trying to cast any spells with verbal components is not going to work in here. But we're going to push you all through as everyone has just arrived. And you see something in the corner shift and move as though it turns to look at you, but then disappears into the ground. And you only see it for a split second as you walk in, but you're pretty sure you saw something there on that side of the maze. You guys have all arrived in here. What would you like to do?
And I presume sound.
Yeah, it's completely silent in here.
But lifting my hand and is pointing left, then pointing to like right and doing like a cross with the hand. Hopefully, it's across what the meaning is. That
Yeah,
start walking, trying to the left.
I'll just like point towards my eyes and point to the right side. Like with a questioning sort of gaze.
Yeah, while I'm following, I'll expend a charge for my sword and cast protection from good and evil myself.
Okay. Just remember that anything with verbal components, you're not going to be able to cast in here. So I'm going to ask you guys to just monitor your own spells. or I will keep an eye in the chat, but just remember that. All spells.
Yep.
Oh, all of yours. Yep.
No,
you're a
no,
bard.
Yeah, but
all spells. The only one that can behind it. Mind sorcery, aberrant one, taking the sorcery points and then cast it without.
yeah, but I'm expending a charge from the sword instead of actually casting it.
Oh yeah, fair enough. It's from the magic item, so yeah, that'll work. So what is the effect of that again?
See if I can send it here.
Okay, cool. All right, nice. That is good to know. So okay, very nice. So you have got that protection spell around you. You do know where the silence spell is coming from, but yeah, what is everyone doing? Sumihime and Z seem to be following behind you guys, but they both seem at the ready.
I'm gonna take then point in the right, then point to Elias, and then just squeeze my hands together. And I don't know if he knows what that means.
I will shrug my shoulders. I'm just going to point towards myself and then to the left path. And start walking.
Okay, Elias, you can give me a stealth check as you are rounding the corner. All right. Yeah, you definitely don't make any sound, but you're also able to get up to the edge of that, uh, wall of the maze, and you can see, other than these big kind of creepy looking statues that are around here, you peek your head around and you see a creature. You see this long neck, and it is wearing a mask, and it is currently just scratching at the sort of side of this wall. It seems like it's trying to dig something out of the leaves here, and you see it before it sees you. What do you do?
I'd like to see if I can see what it's looking. Yeah, what it's looking at in the leaves.
From where you're standing, you can't. It's just a sheer wall. It just seems to be digging into it, like with its face. It just keeps shoving the face into the leaves. It looks like it's trying to eat something. There might be some food in there, possibly a body or something. You're not sure, but this thing is a rather terrifying looking creature, and you can see that its neck just leads all the way down into the ground.
Can I see if there's a stone or anything by my feet?
Yeah, you'll easily be able to find that.
Alright.
This is a garden, so there's plenty of stuff on the ground.
I'll pick it up and I'll just kind of toss it to the right-hand side over the creature.
Okay, I'll say give me a deception check again to try and fool this creature. Okay, yeah, you throw it as it's sort of digging in there. You throw it, and it just bounces against the grass. You hear this rustling sound, and you see another creature just come running out and immediately start attacking the stone. And you can see it is just this horrible little mass of flesh and teeth and little arms on it, and it's as it just starts trying to eat whatever that stone was. But you do manage to distract this massive head that looks over towards it, and then it is going to, but as it's just looking down, it sort of looks up and then it turns its head. I will say these walls around you are ridiculously high up. You're not even sure how tall they are, but you can barely see the top of them. There is, it seems like this place is enclosed, like there isn't actually, you can't see the sky from where you are. It is dark up there, and it's like you're inside the tree, perhaps. Yet this thing does seem distracted for a moment. Are you doing anything as that happens?
The second it turns towards me, I'm just, for now, I just want to see how long it takes. And as soon as it turns around, I'm just gonna duck back behind.
Yeah, we'll say with that 25 stealth, you're able to maintain it behind as it is looking around and tries to see where you are, but it does not see you, and it begins retracting back into the hole that it was coming out of. Are you doing anything?
I'll I'll wait till it goes fully, and then I'll just sort of wave to Estrella to like just come. I'll wave her over and just like point at my eyes and down that way.
Okay, Jerry, I see you haven't moved your token yet. Are you still standing there, or are you moving with them?
Jerry had to leave for the shift. He said that he's gonna be back in a few.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, okay.
5 minutes ago.
Okay, hopefully he comes back. All right, so what are you guys doing? We'll assume that Jerry's following behind you and everyone's sort of in this little train going.
Does this creature seem blind?
It did not have eyes. You were able to tell that. It just had these wet eye holes. They seemed, I mean, I know wet is a bad descriptor, but that is what it looked like.
Ew. Okay. I'll just make like a shitting motion and just point at that thing and point to ears. My ears.
So I didn't mean to think.
And I'm just gonna walk over here. Uh-oh.
Okay, Estrella, can you also give me a stealth check, please?
The hell is that?
Okay, Elias, as you walk around that corner, you see another one of those smaller little. You assume this is also some kind of yokai, and it's just doesn't seem to be paying too much attention. But you can give me another stealth check if you want to try and avoid it seeing you as you come around the corner. God damn, that reliable talent. All right, so we can assume that no one ever notices Elias. I forgot about how high even your passive stealth is. So yeah, this creature does not seem to notice you, especially with the stealth. I mean, with the silence, and neither does the one that is currently chewing on a rock, Estrella. So are you following behind?
Let's see.
stressful.
Okay. So which way are you going? That you see that little creature. It does not. Neither of them seem to have taken notice of you.
I'll just point towards the other path.
As you round the corner, you see one looking directly down the passageway towards you. One of these heads sticking out of the ground, and it just lifts its head, and it seems to be looking directly at you. What are you doing as you see it at the exact same time?
I'll just be ready to attack if it sort of charges me. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep eye contact.
Okay, you will see its mouth open, these massive teeth that it exposes, and you can see it starts swaying from side to side. It's moving its mouth as though it is singing, but it is just staring down at you as it does this.
I'm gonna pick up another rock and throw it towards the base of it.
Okay. Are you trying to hit the creature or just like at the
No,
ground
just
in front of it?
right at its proverbial feet.
Okay. Yeah. As you as you lean down to pick up a rock, you you feel this motion next to you, and you have got that blind sense, and um you feel the creature right next to you now suddenly noticing you. But as you pick up the rock and you throw it over towards it, it just continues looking directly at you. As Jerry, are you back with us yet?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just on the stream.
Okay, where are you? I need to know where you're positioned at this point. You guys have all kind of followed in behind, but Sumihime and Z are kind of behind you. Are you trying to be right up behind Australia, or where are you positioning yourself?
Yeah, probably behind this trail.
Okay, then I need you will actually be the one to give me a perception check. As Australia, you are kind of the creatures that you can currently see are the two small yokai. The one that seems to have just taken notice of Elias, and the other one a little bit down the way, down the passage, that hasn't noticed you yet. Uh,
Not
Jerry,
yet.
you are noticing this as well, but and you don't notice a Spike barking madly behind you, as from the ground in the silence, another one of these heads rises up right above Jerry and Spike, and but yeah, you guys do not notice this. Okay, so yeah, this thing, it doesn't seem phased by the rock that you threw at its feet, Elias. What are you doing?
I'm gonna disengage and take a step back.
Okay, yeah, nice.
And is it doing anything?
That little one seems like it is paying attention to you now and is trying to follow after you, but uh, you can't. I don't think you can see the head from where you were.
No. Can I actually just look left into what's just south of me to see if I could see what the head was looking for?
Yeah, you as you turn around, you look into the wall, and it just you can see that there's blood along the wall. It looks like there are like pink leaves, and it's almost hidden the fact that this side of the wall is like smeared with blood, and it looks like it was chewing on some sort of meat that's wedged into the like that's almost grown into this wall. It looks like it's behind the leaves and the vines, but it just looks like there is actual flesh behind there. And as you're standing and you turn around to get it away from this thing, you also notice the head that has just risen above Jerry and is baring its teeth.
I will fire a crossbow shot at it.
All right, and with that, we'll roll for initiative.
I'm gonna just wish you guys luck in advance. That's all.
Yeah, we sort of as everyone's rolling, we cut over to see Seto and June preparing for their play. What are we seeing them doing at the moment, just as they're about to get into it? Or do you want to wait until we actually I suppose you guys were right about to start.
I mean, yeah, I'm ready to start as long as Seto is ready.
I mean, we could probably do it in like 5 minutes tops. Kind of figured out what we want to do. You don't even have to change the scene. We can just do it like in the theater of
Yeah,
mind.
I mean you are putting on a theatre now, so it's not going to matter that much where your tokens are standing. So as you guys are, we can let's do that now. We'll do that as everyone rolls. Not sure. Oh, Jerry did roll. So while I'm busy setting all that up, can you guys hold on? Let me get some better music. Fuck. This whole splitting the party thing is not just bad for you; it's bad for music. Unless it's a scary thing. Does this music help?
Sorry.
Does this music suit your needs for the show you put on?
It's actually not. It's not a bad song for the idea we have.
All right, then perfect. You guys can.
So, quick setting of the scene. We are at a fishing port that happens to be an extra dimensional fishing port. Seto is an investigator. I'm his trusty sidekick, and we're sneaking through, going around, and we find a dead body, and that's where we cut into the scene.
All right, yeah, and Hinaga will lift the wooden blocks and clap them together as your show begins, and the three of them sit and watch patiently.
All right.
Okay,
Oh, geez, Mr. Detective, I think that's a dead body over there.
Seto will grab his pipe and he's gonna put it in his mouth. Oh, really? Let's go try to see what's there. And they're gonna walk towards the corpse. And
As they're walking over, Jin is currently cowering behind Seto.
and he's gonna like stand on the one knee and be like, well, it seems that the cause of death might be a slashing wound. What do you think?
Yeah. I think that's a slashing wound. Look how the claws raked against the back of that body.
I mean, we've heard of attacks in the recent times, but what kind of monster could be doing this kind of damage?
I have a few theories, but probably a wild animal of sorts.
Animal? You think a wolf can do this?
Well, I was thinking more a bear.
Bear? Wouldn't bear even eat the top body?
Have you seen how fast they can run and those claws? How big they are? They can go right into you.
But would bear come near city?
I don't know. At that moment, the slud drops down from one of the statues. and begins and does a violent charge towards us.
What in the crap? What's that?
I think we found our stab wound guy.
You think?
I suppose we should try and find it.
Or do we run?
I mean, he doesn't look that big.
What the fuck? At that moment, Seto would unsheath his katana. Unsheath his katana. In pocket, like, just spend a few key points. And I would spend the 3 key points, and I would also use my newfound feat to where the fuck did it rip? Oh yeah, and I would just go with my fingers across the katana, expecting a normal shit. Basically, just to imbue it with my key. But instead of imbuing it with my key, the flame would just start going from the base all the way until the top, which would even surprise Seto himself. So he was just holding a blazing sword.
Nice. You'll see the 3 in the crowd. They'll all sort of gasp as this happens. You can both give me a performance check, but Seto, because of that, you can use your dexterity modifier, and you will have advantage. Both of you have advantage.
I'll also be giving using a bit of thaumaturgy as this is all happening to shake the ground, and I'll also pull out a katana and use green flame blade to make my blade burst into a green flame.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, definitely with
Cool,
advantage.
Power Rangers.
Can you guys even make those rolls without token?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see, performance.
Not perception.
At advantage or disadvantage?
Yeah, advantage.
Alright.
That was for perception.
Okay,
sorry.
Seto, I think you got 21.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So these 3 are completely enthralled by this, and the swords going up in flame. They immediately start clapping, but then just stop out of respect, and they're all watching intently.
So as he would go straight charging towards us, Seto would use his nimbleness to go beneath his, below his, between his feet. Jesus Christ! Slicing him from the down and just letting him fall directly towards the June, so she can finish the job.
Yeah, Jin will, as this thing is trying to catch Seto as he as he's going, Jin will jump onto its shoulder and try to slash on the back and jump right off again.
Okay, nice. You can both give me attack rolls. This is more for the performance than the actual damage that you do.
Alright, I'm just going to use the attack.
Yeah. So Seto, whatever doubts they might have had about your acting ability, they have now been quelled by seeing your swordsman, your sword skills. As both of you definitely land these hits, and the Slard is probably not as used to acting. He's definitely screaming, as you've already hinted.
The poor thing.
And then we would like stand like back to back and strike a pose.
Hell yes. All right. And with that, we'll
lay dead on the ground and be overly dramatic about it.
you just see the Slud like fall like face first onto the ground with the thump, and they all start cheering. And with that, we cut back over to your friends who are in real danger. And Aspire, it is your turn. The battle has begun. What do you want to do?
Still in the Kabuto, or are we back at the maze?
There's a very scary thing, yes.
Oh yeah, you guys have technically got a surprise round here because Elias, you're just seeing him lift his crossbow and try and fire it over your shoulder, over Jerry's head at something behind you, and you'll easily be able to turn your head and just see this thing that's just risen up from the ground.
Well. I'll be picking up bows since magic doesn't work here. At least. Hopefully. Fire a arrow. What's creature? It and use its ability.
All right, yeah, you hit. Roll your damage. Oh, you've done that. So 12 damage. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you should be able to target these things as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 12 damage.
Yeah.
Is that all you do?
But this all do to give.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just gonna sidestep here to give what's called Elias a clean shot to that creature.
Okay, yeah. So Elias, as you lifting your crossbow, you see Estrella just noticing this, pull out her bow and loose her shot as she dives behind the wall there, and you've got an easier shot. But Jerry, you see this happening as there are two people firing arrows over your head, and you notice now that this thing is standing right behind you, and Spike is going mad. He's barking and growling. But what would you like to do?
It's very sad that you guys roll so low compared to a guy with 0 modifier.
I will say that the scariest one here got a nat 1 on their initiative, so it's worked out well for you guys.
Okay,
Wait a
Spike
second.
Oh,
Wait a second. The fat one
I'll
got.
rage. It's my bonus action. And then I swing. I swing twice.
All right, make those attack. Or let's do them one by one. Just tell me the first one.
Yeah, just let me. Okay. Ability to hit for 21 damage.
Okay, 21 damage on that hit. Are you applying anything?
It should be 23 damage because of the rage, and yes, I'll divine smite it.
Wait, was that how much with the rage? 23.
Yeah, it's plus 2 to the damage.
Okay, where are you striking this thing?
Like, below the face. I don't think he has a neck, but I don't know.
It's like,
Looks
it's
like it's warm.
basically all neck. It's just a neck and a head, basically.
Yeah, so I just strike below the head.
All right,
Slice
and
there.
you lop the head clean off. You see it just like the massive teeth on its head just sort of chatter closed as its head falls to the ground, and you see the neck just whipping around wildly as it kind of goes back down into the hole, and then it seems to fall limp at your feet. As it looks like you killed it.
Can I try to pull it out of the ground?
Okay, you can give me an athletics check to just pull at the neck.
25.
With a 25, you pull at it, and the ground underneath you lifts as you feel it tearing up the ground. But as you pull, you realize that this thing goes all the way under the ground underneath you, like its whole neck is sort of going underneath the maze. And as you pull it up, it only gets to the wall, to one of these pink walls, and it just stops there. You can't pull it up any further.
Oh no. I'll just end my turn here, I guess.
Okay, Elias, you see them as Jerry sort of instinctively swings around and just lops this thing's head clean off as you were getting your shot ready. What are you doing?
I'm quickly just going to have a look at the little two gremlin creatures, just see if they look like they're going to attack or anything.
Yeah, the one behind you definitely does. The other one only seems to be noticing you now.
Fucking rascal. Okay. Then I will just smack this thing with a crossbow bolt. Actually, bonus action for insightful fighting, then. Does a 29 hit?
Yeah, 29 hits. Roll that down.
Cool. And
7 points of damage. Ah, and then the sneak attack.
yeah.
Yeah, but hold on. What are you getting sneak attack from there?
Advantage because I use insightful fighting.
Oh, right. Cool. Yeah, so you definitely you place that shot perfectly, and that creature ceases to exist as it is now just pinned to the wall of this maze, and it has gone completely limp. Its eyes are all rolled back.
Then I'll just tapestry and point to the other gremlin, and then I'm just going to walk over here to check on Lady Sumihime and she. I'll like give them a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Oh, yeah. That whole plane, I didn't roll initiative. Okay, so as you come around the corner, what did I roll for? Okay, perfect. So yeah, as you come around the corner, you can see Z has got her sword drawn, and she is swinging it upwards. It looks like she is fighting something herself.
Hmm.
So you can see Sumihime is just noticing this as well. She's also just about to get in.
Then I'll move further here just to. Oh.
Yeah, and there you see another one that Z is currently in combat with. She seems to have sliced it down the face. There is a mark down its face on the mask.
Well, that's gonna be my turn. I can't see
Okay.
anything else.
All right. As that then takes us on to Sumihime, and you see her just turn around, and she tries to remember what she can do. It's been a while. As she pulls a fan from her robes, and she slashes out towards the creature. Okay, and she hits. All right, yeah, you see her slash out and cut in through the neck, and you see that the head is sort of hanging lopsided, as she has definitely injured it. But that is going to be everything, I think. Yes, this is just sort of the surprise, as this little creature is now no longer surprised and realizes that you are standing there, Estrella, but can't take any actions this turn. Well, so it is surprised, but it seems to have just noticed you. And then the main creature is going to take its. Oh, it has. Okay, cool. So it can't actually make its bite attack due to the surprise. However, the one fighting Z and Sumihime does seem to be attacking them. But Estrella, it is your turn. What do you want?
First, it. Uh,
Okay. As you're standing there, make a perception check for me. Okay, you see there is a hole up ahead of you in the ground. There is just a hole in the ground over there. But that is then going to take us to Z, who's going to make her attacks against this thing as well. Okay, and Z hits, and okay, it doesn't quite manage to lop its head off with that shot, but you can see that she is getting close, so she's going to go for another swing. And you can see as she's doing this, Sumihime is like waving at her as if she's trying to tell her something, but she doesn't notice.
Can I roll an insight check?
All right, she slaps she slices the head off of that one, and yes, you can make an insight check. Yeah, you can see that Sumihime was quite clearly trying to stop her from actually landing the final blow, but you're not entirely sure why. As you see, she cuts the head off, and the neck sort of falls to the ground as well. And at this point, Sumihime is just standing looking down at it, but she has still got her fan in her hand at the ready. And that is Z's turn, taking us on to Jerry.
Oh, is it my turn? Who is Estrella?
Stray went already.
Huh. I clearly didn't listen. Yeah, since I'm on the stream, I'll just take a left here and keep walking up with all of my movement.
Okay, so you should be able to see what Jerry is seeing on the stream. So are you see a smaller yokai up there? Are you heading up towards that one?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do?
Attack. You know what, they did mention on something about not killing them because then they will be banished. So I'll just non-lethally swing.
Okay. Yeah, you can make that attack. I'm not entirely sure how you're non-lethally swinging at this particular creature. It's just like eyes and teeth and arms. But sure, you can chop some of those limbs off. Probably won't kill it.
Only like swing into it a few
Okay.
inches.
Only 15 damage.
Okay. Yeah, that isn't enough to kill it.
I wonder how far you can kick it.
I guess we're about to find out.
That's probably gonna kill him.
It's only 9 damage. And I can kick him non-lethally. I think, unless it's one of those heads. I can't really see from my phone.
Hmm.
It's not
No,
the head, it's the creature that Elias killed.
no, it's not one of the long heads. This is just like it's about the same size as you, but it's just got a couple of arms coming out and eyes all over the side, and it is basically just a mouth that is walking around. Like it just looks like a jaw with eyes and arms attached to it.
Yeah, I'll non-lethally kick in the teeth, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
All
And
9
with
damage.
that, as you just boot this creature non-lethally, of course, you do knock it out as it is. I'll have to click that. But where are you kicking it? Because yeah, you basically can boot this thing into one of the walls and get it stuck.
Backwards.
Back the way you came.
No, I'm kicking it like it will move backwards. I'm kicking it
Okay, yeah,
the same way I moved.
So you send him straight backwards into the wall, and you just see it get lodged in the wall, and its limbs sort of flail for a moment. You're sure that it's still alive, but oh god, what did I just?
Yeah, I'll move with the rest of my movement up.
Okay,
And
yeah,
end my turn.
it says dead. I don't know why. I can't change it to unconscious, but it is just lodged in the wall there. And then you moving up further with.
Yeah, with I think I have 15 left or 10.
Okay, as you head over to the other corner, you see another one of those heads that has risen up above, and it seems like this side of the maze is a dead end.
Oh man. Well, that's all I can do.
Okay, so you see the creature and Elias. That takes us on to you.
Well, I'll just sort of like wave some humans over and just keep going forward. Would I able to see what Jerry's doing over here?
Yeah, you can see the creature sort of lodged in the wall, and you can see he's just turned and looked around the corner, and he seems to have stopped there. You can give me another insight check to see if you can tell that he's seen another creature. Yeah, you can see it. He looks like he's looking up at something, which you would assume, unless there's a staircase or something there, that he's looking at another creature he looks ready to fight.
Well, how much movement do I have left? Gonna use my bonus action to dash. And then I'll just sort of like... Can I help him disengage?
I mean, you could use your action to grapple him and then bring him with you. That wouldn't technically provoke opportunity attacks.
Jerry? Is
Why
that
would
cool?
you do that?
Hmm?
So you could basically make a contested athletics check. Jerry can choose to fail this if he wants, but it's up to you.
Huh? Jerry, please.
Do I see him coming with the 12? So you can't hear him.
Yeah, you don't really see him coming, but you'll feel him place a hand on your shoulder, and I mean, you're basically a mountain that he's trying to move. As Elias, as you try and grab a hold of him, you will notice. So it's up to you if you want to resist or not. But you just feel Elias's hand on your shoulder.
Yeah, but do I know it's Elias? Because
Yeah.
he just puts a hand on me.
Yeah, I
If I
mean,
know it's him,
less.
I won't resist.
I mean, you feel the hand on your shoulder, you turn around and see who it is.
Yeah,
But
if you
the
want to
hand
scream
tries
wildly,
immediately
that's up
push
to
me.
you.
Yeah, I'll let him push me away.
Okay, so you've got then it will halve your the speed that you have left, but you can drag him with you.
So then, how much further can I go? 25's 10 foot.
Yeah, I'll say you can move 15 feet. I'll allow because
Lovely.
he's an ally. He's not kicking and screaming as you go.
And then just over here. And I think that's pretty much just going to be my turn.
Okay. Sumihime is going to rush around the corner, and as she gets there, she's gonna run up next to you and try and get your attention, and then she's gonna point at her neck, and she's going to like draw a finger across her neck as like an execution kind of sign, and she's going to shake her head, and she's just like waving, shaking her head, and just making an action like cutting her neck.
I'll nod and just tap to a string and do the same motions.
Okay, yeah, you'll all then have seen this as she just looks around nervously. She she doesn't seem to be able to do anything else on her turn. The two little yokai they are dead. However, well, the one is just lodged in the wall and unconscious. But you will all see Elias as she's saying this, as she's trying to make this motion. You'll see the neck behind her on the ground. You'll see it twitch, and then you'll see it start to lift into the air, and you'll see two new heads start to grow out the top of it, as there are now two heads where there was one.
I see.
And it is bad.
Ah.
All right, and then as that is happening, as you see those two, Estrella, you'll see the ground right in front of you just start to burst as another one of these heads rises up through the floor, and it just comes flying straight towards you as it goes in for a bite attack. You didn't have anything ready to anything, did you?
Nope.
Okay, then that one is going for a bite. I think that is it. Yeah, I've got a 27 on that one. So that is 20 points of piercing damage to you as it just lunges forward and bites into you. It just seems to be trying to tear a chunk of flesh from you, but you manage to pull free. It has done some damage, but then you see the other one is sort of up above Spike and is going to attack him. How many hit points does Spike actually have now? Have we updated him yet?
That's a very good question.
Because then, if not, then we'll update him next time.
He has 82 in total. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's missing one level.
Okay, I've got 82 on Foundry, so that we've got the right hit points. But he does get bitten, as it's not looking so good for him. And Z is also fighting one. Oh, but the one that is against. Oh, shit. So actually, it takes 2 attacks because there's 2 hits. Oh, okay, but it missed the second attack on Z, that one. So this one's going to go for Spike one more time. All right, there we go. So Spike takes another 18 points of piercing damage as this thing just starts biting into Spike, and you can see him yelping, but he is not actually making a sound. And that is going to take us on to June and Seto. What are you guys busy doing as we have now the battle here is raging on, but are you guys doing an act 2, or was that your whole performance that we saw there?
I mean, I don't think we really need to do anything more, do we?
That was supposed to be it.
Yeah, look, just kabuki plays can last like all day, and then it's
Holy
often not like one story. They'll literally perform for at least 7 hours. They had to introduce a rule in Japan to keep them under 9 hours, I think, because otherwise people would just be at one kabuki show for like a week. They would go on forever.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck? That's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
no.
a game.
I mean, we
So
can
yeah.
pretend to fight for 7 hours. But the time is of the essence. We want to get to the other ring, so that's why we meant this one it might be now. It's a quick, it's a short one, but it was a good one.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you seem to have thoroughly impressed them with that one. So are you, after your like back-to-back finishing pose, are you just going to take your bows and
Yeah,
end the show there?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
We
cool.
can
Well,
only have the next trial so long. As we're walking, yeah, I wonder how the rest of the party are doing.
yes, we will say that you guys, however, after that fine performance, you'll see that Hinaga will also explain to them that they are in a bit of a rush, and it is sort of getting to late afternoon, so he'll agree to let you guys get away with just one act, but they are all very impressed, and he does say, "Oh, you've got to teach me that trick with the fire blade. That is That is quite a useful trick you have there for real. But well done. And he will nod to the teacher, who will nod, and in front of you, Seto, a ring of water will appear and just swirl around you for a moment before solidifying into your water ring. And she will say, yes, congratulations. I hope to see you again once the theatre is opened. I would love to see more performances like that. You must see some of the things that come in here, really. And she just rolls her eyes.
It will be my pleasure. And I'll come even with a bigger party and a bigger story next time.
Wonderful. And with that, you guys make your way out of that area and off towards the next ring. Which one are you heading towards next? We probably won't get there tonight, but just so that I know for next.
Earth
Wasn't-
ring? Oh no, air ring. Oh wait, no, air ring needs to be prepared. I think earth ring's the next one then.
Well, Hinaga can just the Earth Ring is mostly about fishing, so that one might take you a while. I could go and, I mean, this time of day is probably good for that anyway. So perhaps you want to go and do that, and I can go get the air ring trial set up for you. I'm not sure if they'll be able to do it tonight, but at least first thing in the morning.
That would be great.
Awesome.
I'm good with fishing, so that shouldn't take long.
Yeah,
Sometimes all my life.
I still need to do my firing though.
You need fire?
Yes.
Hmm?
Well, I mean, that's up to you. If you still want to do it the way you were, you're welcome to go and face the dragon again. But otherwise, it would be the master of the Kakita Duelists Academy that will assess you. He is quite a challenge, I must say. I'd be interested to see the fight.
That would be pretty fun, I think.
You can probably take him on.
Well, you definitely won't be expecting my way of fighting.
And you can grab a mask.
Ooh, yes I can.
Either of you ever met a Kenku before? And he just carries on walking.
Who?
Oh no.
What
Ah,
the-
yes. Well, you'll have to wait and see, I suppose. And he sort of rubs his hands together and then chuckles. But with that, unless there's anything you guys are doing on your way to get your next rings, otherwise we'll jump back to the battle.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Then Estrella, it is your turn.
This and Ooh. I trusty fan and I and making it bounce it off. That's what it. Nope.
Yeah, so you do. You jump up and you smack him on the head with the fan, and the face is just staring back at you with these massive teeth, and it would have made a comical sound had there not been a silent spell over you. But
Boom.
that does not work so well.
Well, always next time. No. Oh well.
Yeah, and you try and use the distraction to just stab at the neck, and you see it just swerve out of the way and just barely dodge it. But it looks like it's getting ready to attack you next.
Oh well.
Okay, next will be Z, who's making her attacks. Actually, no. Z sees this thing grow two more heads. She disengages and runs. Oh shit, is there any space? She can't even see. She just comes running through, and you can see she's like swearing and cursing, but you can't hear it. As she just runs through, and as she's like panting, she leans over and she puts a hand on you, Elias, as she casts. Oh, let's see. Actually, I need to double check if she can.
Verbal.
Yep. Wow, literally everything has verbal stuff in. Oh crap! I was like, aha, not that one, but that's concentration. So, oh no, she can actually do something.
Is she gonna beat Elias? We don't feel pain anymore. So broken.
What?
Oh, it's because of the way Foundry sometimes heals. Basically, you ask you to attack.
Okay, so she's not going to do that right now. She doesn't have a good target, but she's going to also make the same gesture to try and tell you not to cut off the heads because they're clearly growing back. But Jerry, you're up. What are you doing?
Not even sword. Can I even knock out the head? I'll try to knock out the head.
Okay, which one are you going for? At the moment, you sort of
Yeah,
in a
I'll get on Spike and attack the one to the left.
yeah, easy enough. This one has got 2 hits, so I'll just remind you.
It's problem. I smack non-lethally. Whoosh. 22 damage. It doesn't have the rage for some reason.
Huh? Why did it say it? Oh, no, never mind. Okay, yeah, so that first one hits as you slash into it, and you see the heads are sort of hanging now apart. You've destabilized it a bit.
I'll Divine Smite it. Level 3 spell slot. Whoosh.
All right, yeah, the sort of neck, it just explodes and you split them in two, but you haven't actually chopped the heads off. You've just fully split it down the middle, and both of them sort of crumple into the sides of the sides of the walls here. But can you describe to me how you are doing this non-lethally? If you're trying, I assume you're trying not to cut the head off. Is that what you said you were trying to knock it out?
Yeah.
So how are you doing that with the sword?
Just 2 heads from the same neck. That's what I see.
Yeah, I mean they have split off a little bit, but this looks like you're probably going to finish them both with one blow.
So I like hit him not with the sharp part of the blade. Hit one of the heads and he just smashed into the other one.
Okay,
And
yeah,
they drop unconscious.
all right, yeah, I like that. You smash both heads together, and they both just look dizzy, and then they'll collapse, and that's cool. All right, yeah. So that one is unconscious.
And I'll teleport behind the one nearest Treya. Like I said, Yeah, the one above us tree, I'll teleport behind it while I'm spike. And swing again. Can you hear me? I don't hear anything.
Hear you?
That's
Yeah,
a
you don't need
screen.
permission to swing. Make your rolls.
Whoosh.
Yes.
22. He should have one head, so maybe it will knock him out.
No, not quite enough.
Oh my God. Now Divine Smite it, but with a first level smite. 11 extra.
Oh, 11 is actually not enough.
Oh my God. Spike will bite him.
Okay. Yeah, make that attack roll. That'll
You can
probably be
make one attack. Yeah, just a roll because I don't have. It's not set up here probably. 24 to hit.
yeah. Okay, so Spike manages to just grab this one and pull it down to the ground, and is just using it like a chew toy. But its head has not been severed, and it is down.
And I'll use the 40 feet Spike is left of flight to continue the path until I find another creature. Continue
Okay.
upwards.
Does not take you long. There is another one right around the corner.
Cool. I'll action surge and hit him. Whoosh. Oh man. 19 damage.
Okay, 19.
Yeah. And I assume he's not unconscious.
No, it's still up.
A level 2 Divine Smite. Oh my god. Shit. And he'll still be up.
Yep.
So I attack one last time. Which should take care of it. 19.
Yeah. All right. So how are you knocking this one out?
You make me think. It's only one head. Oh, it's in another head. Yeah, again, I just slice once, and the second slice will just force him to smack himself against the wall to the right.
Okay. So Jerry, using his katana like a baseball bat, has managed to use his overwhelming strength to knock out a couple of these heads along the way.
Yeah, and if I still have movement, I'll keep moving and end my turn because that's all of my actions.
Well, you got on Spike, so no, you don't.
Yeah, he has 40 feet if he has any more.
Yeah, he
If not,
used
then
his movement to get here and his teleport. But
yeah, so that's it.
he needs to, yeah. So because he needs to be able to see where he's going, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He already teleported. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
Okay, but you can't.
That's it.
He's just going to try teleport into a wall. So
Yeah,
he
of
needs
course.
his movement. So Elias, then, as you see Jerry just disappear and just go tearing through another one, what are you doing?
Um, I'm just gonna keep going. Oh my god. I'll
As you
also dash for my bonus.
as you dash around the corner, you see two more of those smaller creatures, and then you look up and you see the main body of this creature wearing all sorts of different masks. You see just a number of heads here that are all just like hovering around through the air, and you realize that all the heads you've been fighting are all actually connecting back to this creature. There's one creature you've been fighting. As you round the corner and see this thing, actually, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Would he get the bonus from me since he's 10 feet away?
Yeah, it would.
Oh,
So it's a +4 to it.
okay, so 14.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that's enough to steal yourself and not shit your pants as you turn this corner. What are you doing?
Well,
If it's against being frightened, he's immune because it's within 10 feet.
Oh yeah, then Jerry's aura does protect you against that.
well, I'm not going to attack it because I'm going to assume that's Lady Doshi.
Maybe.
I'm going to. Oh no, I can't do that. Okay, I'm just gonna sheath my weapons and just ready to back away.
Okay. Yeah, you see this thing, and Sumihime is going to come running up after you guys. Alright, as she goes running up there, there's not much she can do on her turn. However, the Yokaidra sees you.
Hi.
And let's see. Okay, so first of all, sorry, this does a couple of things. Alright, another head emerges behind you, Estrella. And another head bursts up from the floor between Jerry and Elias. Okay, and then. Okay, so first of all, Jerry, I need you to please make me a dex saving throw. As you're sitting on the back of Spike, you see this head rise up from the ground in front of you, and Spike instinctively takes a step backwards, and then you feel another hand on your shoulder, but you can see Elias just in front of you around the corner. And as you turn to look, you realize that the hand is actually reaching out from the wall itself, and it is trying to grab at you.
It's a dex save to remain mounted or
To avoid
something
getting
else?
grappled.
Okay.
So it's not just one hand; it's the whole wall of hands that are coming out.
Yeah, guys, just making sure because mobile, like, mounted combatant gives me advantage on not being dismounted, but if it's something else, then never mind.
Yeah, I'll say you can have advantage on it then because they are trying to pull you off of Spike. So
Let
they're
me just
trying
make
to
sure I'm
grab you
not
and pull you to the wall. So I'll say you've got advantage.
to make sure I'm actually right about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the feature, so I just saw Seto's give.
Nope, nothing about it. It's normal roll. My bad.
Oh, all right.
20.
Okay, yeah. So as you feel this, you like just manage to pull your shoulders forward, and Spike takes a step forward as you're dodging, but you can see the wall behind you is trying to grab you, and the head in front of you is coming up for a bite after what you just did.
I think it is a disadvantage because of protection from evil and good.
Then it'll make it a straight roll because it is currently flanked with none.
Okay.
Okay, a 17.
Misses.
All right, so this thing just lunges forward and tries to bite at you, but you just bat it away with the side of your sword again, just sort of parrying it off to the side. And then the one that has just emerged behind you, Estrella, is going to take an attack against you. Oh, and this is the one that Z was fighting. It's got 2 heads, so it's going to take 1 attack against each. Oh, that is a 28 against you, Estrella. So you take 22 points of piercing damage on that one. As one head goes for you, and the other one's going for Z. The one on Z. Oh, Jesus, that was even worse. Okay. All right, so the creature is going to make those attacks, and then the main. So those are the heads, and then the main body. So just. Okay. So this is going to do another one. As Elias, you see the hands start to grow out of the wall next to you as well and grasp for you.
Ew.
I just want to double check that. I think it's a dex save. I'm just double checking.
Personal space.
Yeah.
Against
Okay.
the grapple, it can be either or.
No, but this is an attack of the actual main creature.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just a straight grapple. It's just yeah.
You had a +4 if it matters.
No, I don't think it does. You're easily able to avoid the grasp of these hands, but the main body is just now looking down at you hungrily, and you see one of the other heads that's just up ahead of you um, drop down into the ground and start burrowing towards you, but it's not going to be able to get all the way to you just yet on this turn. Oh, actually, it might.
I did say I was gonna ready to move.
Sorry, you did say you were what?
I did say I was gonna ready to move if something comes my way.
Okay, yeah. So you can take a. Did you have a held action? So didn't you dash? Oh no, you bonus dash. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So yeah, you'll see that head drop down and start burrowing towards you. You can it'll trigger your held action.
That's a good question. What do I do now?
I mean, I will say that thing is underground, but there is also the one directly behind you.
What can go wrong? I can't move.
Okay, where are you trying to move to?
That's no. Just here.
Okay, so as you start running, the one behind you is going to get an opportunity attack, unless you've.
No,
Yeah, you're not.
no, it gets it.
Okay. So then that's one bite attack coming to you.
Son of a bitch.
But is the one next to him within 5 feet of me?
Yes. Wait, what? I'm confused. The one that's attacking
The
him is
creature
within
that's
5 feet.
attacking Elias is within 5 feet of me or not?
The one that's attacking him is but yeah, it's taking
Yes,
an
so I
opportunity
can
attack.
sentinel as a reaction after he attacks.
Okay, Elias, you only took 8 points of damage there, but yeah, that'll trigger your sentinel. Then you can make that attack.
I should have used Misty Step.
16
Can't.
and 18 damage, 24 to hit.
Another 18 damage. Okay. Okay, and then so yeah, you give that one another good smack about.
I'm not sure how it works because technically its speed is 0, but I'm not sure if it affects the entire creature or not. Probably just the head.
Huh? Oh yeah, it would affect its ability to burrow, I guess. But yeah, so you see
Oh,
this
it's the
thing.
rest of the turn, never mind. It will just. It was an opportunity attack, so it
Yeah.
wouldn't matter.
So it grabs a hold of Elias and you just smack it on the back of the neck and it lets go of him as its head is sort of smashed into the ground, but it's still lifting up. It is still alive. And yeah, Elias, you managed to uh, get out of its reach there after that little nip. You've still got the rest of your movement. What do you do?
Oh, do I? Okay, then
So where are you trying to go to?
I'm making the worst possible decision.
Gonna jump into the mouth of the Yukydra.
Not quite, but I also just don't want to be near the other head when it comes up, so I'm gonna hope it doesn't think I'm gonna go here, but I'm also gonna provoke another opportunity attack. Maybe 2.
No, you'll just be going past the one, but
Okay.
those ones weren't engaged yet, so it now just notices you.
And I'm just hoping. Actually, it's probably still gonna know I'm here. Shit. Yep, that'll be it.
All right, yeah. So you've made your way over there, and oh, okay, that is going to be, I think, the end of the main body's turn. Yeah, for now, as I think that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Actually, at the end of that round, as the combat is fully underway, and you have just revealed the real creature that you are fighting. Estrella, there is one head still behind you. I'll let, if you want to take your turn quickly and try and kill that one, you can. But
Just
there are
as,
2 heads actually.
just a question. I was reading like the effect on spell,
No.
and it can use the elemental form.
Yes.
Ooh, weapons away, then just nice. And with my left arm, I'm just gonna punch into the head. That thingy. Ooh, let me. Needs to. DC 18.
Okay. It got a 13. So how much how much damage was that? 29.
29 and also knocked home.
Yeah. So you see, you just as you swing for this thing, how are you like throwing an uppercut, or are you trying to hook and get them both?
I'm basically just trying to get them both so I can push them 20 feet away. Just basically
Okay.
just punch them into so they smash into this wall. Or, well, the corpse, or not. No, wait, well, the unconscious creature here. Just basically put a nice punch.
Okay, yeah, and that you do as you just lunge forward, and you as you connect with this punch, your fist doesn't actually hit them. There is this like barrier of air that just explodes from the end of your fist, and both of these heads are just sent flying backwards. You see the neck extending out of the ground, ripping up some of the ground as it goes. But yeah, it just smashes into the other one, and they sort of pile up on top of each other. As yeah, you see all these heads just writhing. The thing is not technically dead, but yeah, you just felt the surge of elemental energy from your fist as you threw that punch.
Oh, my job done.
You see it, Z looking at you like, what the fuck? She's like saying things and asking what the hell you just did, but you can't hear her at all. And I think that is where we will end tonight's session, with maybe a little bit more hopefulness, as Astrea's just like, decked one of these things out of.
Not quite. Straya connect. Since he.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
So she's gonna be like sitting there and is like, this here, and then let me just plus movement. Just snaps a finger and a beam of light to her, and I'm gonna nice heal. Come on, 4. It's better than that.
Wait, what are you casting here?
It's the healing light.
I
Feature of the Celestial Warlock.
Okay, nice. And sorry, who were you healing? That one?
Myself.
Okay.
Just being the.
Cool. Oh yeah, you can move it again on as a bonus action. Cool. Can you? Is that the other thing? Yeah.
You
All
think
right, so-
about you think about healing.
Yeah, that's what I was
Ranger and Druid one.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. So yeah, as you you punch this creature and walk off, there is another one right where you're standing, but you're just glowing with this healing light. And we will see where this fight takes us next week. Yeah.
Still love how Seto and I are like, yeah, man, we're just chilling, just doing some acting, you know, while everybody's having a fight for their life right now.
claustrophobic, scary creatures, can't fucking speak. It's lovely.
And here you well, that you should have picked up sign language.
And Sakura's gonna probably join us, so
Well,
as if
get
she's
a
gonna
break.
be, as if she's gonna be very useful here. Because I didn't hear the full thing. I don't think you can use vocal components of the spell. So.
Come on, she has the Psyblade.
Yeah, I wonder if she remembers where she got that sword, because I think that's why she hasn't used it the whole campaign.
I
And I'm like,
remember.
you keep complaining that you don't know how to sword fight, but if you pick that thing up, you'll know.